Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Business Besties Live. It is Mindy here with my business bestie, Kara Williams. I never know what side you're on. Are you on that side? On that side? Sometimes it flips. I don't actually know, but you are here. I see you.
I'm here.
Hi, she's here, everyone. Excited to connect with you guys today. We are talking about the confidence compound effect, how doing what you said builds belief. I'm excited to get into that conversation with these guys today. Kara, what about you?
Yeah, me too, except my dogs are weird today and they're like under my chair for some reason. They're like,
he has a herd of dogs. How many dogs do you have? Tell them.
Four.
How many birds?
2.
How many lizards?
1.
Yeah, it's like old McDonald's farm over there at Kara's house.
And a cat. 2 cats.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you have the cat. Oh,
okay, Sammy's gonna do Business Besties Live with us today.
I love it. I love it. He can be a business bestie too. Anyways, friends, excited to connect with you guys today. We've been at this now. This is episode 11, where we like to come to you guys live. Actually, I'm going to be honest. This is pre-recorded. I'm on a beach in Mexico currently, enjoying the sunshine. So we're recording this right now. So if you do get here, though, say hello. Let us know that you're here. We always check the comments. We love it if you guys are catching the replay too. So definitely let us know. But Kara has been in business now for 16 years. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 7, building online. And this all started when we were on the phone one day talking shop. And after 3,800 coaching calls between the two of us, we were like solving a lot of business problems. And I was like, you know what? We should just like bring you guys into the fold. Like, why don't we just do this live and have this conversation? So that's what we're here for. I can't stop staring at your dog now.
I'm so handsome.
He is handsome.
Yeah. So I just want to say this out loud for just a second. Most people wait to feel confident before they take action. And that is what is keeping them stuck.
The matter is, my friends, is confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, and it all compounds. And today we're actually going to break it down. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a muscle. It's a muscle that you work. It's like anything else. Like you get better at it and you get more confident every time you do it. I just heard somebody today on Instagram say, she goes, so many of y'all drop in my DMs and you're like, I can't do a talking head video. She said, I challenge you. If you will get in your stories for 30 seconds a day for the next 30 days, she said, I can almost guarantee with 100% certainty that you're going to have no problem making talking head videos anymore. And it's funny because that's actually what made me more comfortable. Was I had someone challenge me to get in my stories. And she said, I don't care if it's, talking about what kind of tea you like to drink, whatever it is, just turn the camera on and start talking. So friends, that's how you build the confidence.
That's so good. And I'm going to go back to the muscle analogy for a minute. Honestly, you think about it. And I mean, how do you build muscle? You tear it, you break it, you tear it, and then you go to the gym again after you're finally not sore anymore. And what do? You tear that muscle again. It's hard to do this. It is hard to put in the reps, but there's nothing more beautiful, right, than that muscle when you see it popping in your swimsuit. So I really think that's a really great analogy. And I love what you just shared too, because it's such a, just giving these guys like tips right out of the gates. It's something that is so achievable to pop into your stories and just start talking, because not a lot of people see them, right? Just your followers, friends might see your stories and they're only there for 24 hours. So that's actually a really great tip for these guys right out of the gates.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing I was going to say is it's not permanent, because I know I've told people in the past, go create a private Facebook group and practice going live in there. Like do things like that, whatever you need to do. But I'm going to say you're going to build that muscle quicker if you're doing it public facing and somebody saw that, maybe 20 people saw that, and I didn't die.
I didn't die. That is my baseline for everything. But did you die? No. My post sucked, but did you die? No. I went live and it was horrible, but did you die? No. I mean, nothing is too big of a deal. It really isn't. So anyways, back to this though. We're going to talk confidence is a byproduct, not a prerequisite. So let's talk about people thinking, Kara, that they'll once they feel really ready, that then they'll show up. What's the reality of that?
You're never going to show up.
Yeah.
And we talked about this in episode 10 a little bit. It's pride that's holding you back. And, pride comes before the fall. It also comes before success, right? You have to get over yourself if you're going to be able to help other people and actually build a business.
That said, I'm going to go on a field trip with you for just a minute because this is such a good point. And I know I've experienced it and you have too. But tell me this, Kara, how many times have you maybe adjusted some of your brand colors, or as you've launched some of your courses, you've launched them and then you've maybe sunset them? Or do you know what I mean? Like, how many times has that happened over the last couple of years in you building business?
Oh my gosh, so many. And I love to tell people, the quicker you fail, the quicker you get to success.
Yes.
And if you look at entrepreneurs who are crushing it and you think, oh, they were just overnight success, they have, it's one of my favorite sayings, a whole graveyard of offers they have sunset because they didn't work. But what they did was they learned and they iterated and moved forward with a new offer.
Yeah. Did you guys hear this? It will never be perfect. You will never feel ready. You need to take the action and do it anyways. And it is only through action comes clarity and confidence. And clarity and confidence, really, it's a byproduct of that, right? You launch your thing, it might flop. Did anybody die? No. Maybe a couple people were helped by it. Cool. But maybe it wasn't as sexy and great as you thought it was. This is why, oh man, Kara and I, this is why we've kind of joined forces, so to say, in coaching and in launching this brand and so forth, is just seeing too many people spend all their time creating, their perfect brand idea and perfect cover photo, perfect course, all the course content and all of that. And then maybe launching it and all of a sudden it's not like popping off. They're not getting any traction and action. Like seeing that happen. Yeah.
And I want to share a personal story because this is something that Mindy and I, we're building alongside our members. So we have a mastermind for Christian women. It's called Call to Activate. And every week we show up and help them with their whatever the next step is for them for the next 7 days. And Mindy and I are also taking big risks and we're trying new things. And we're kind of just trailblazing that path to show them what's possible, right? We're not 100 steps ahead of them. We're a few steps ahead of them. And back in September, my sweet son got injured. And because of his injury, he was no longer able to play football. And a conference, an in-person conference that I had thought about going to, the opportunity to now go because I wouldn't miss seeing my son play, came up. Mm-hmm. And I put my big girl panties on and I bought my ticket and I rented the hotel room and I showed up and it was the most uncomfortable thing. I remember like wanting to cry the entire time because it was so out of my comfort zone. And it was a room full of people. I didn't know anyone. I just walked in and started trying to talk to people. So fast forward, that was in September. I am going to another event in less than 2 weeks, and another one in May that just this morning, as I was getting dressed, I shot one of my mentors a message and I go, I just have to tell you, like, I was really nervous up until about 3 days ago. And now I'm just getting excited because the more that I've interacted with the people and the more I've built the relationships and put myself out there, just commenting in the group and being seen, the more confident and comfortable I've felt. That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. You're fighting your brain all along the way because our brain is meant to help protect us and keep us safe and not feel uncomfortable and all of that, right? It's true. That's the way that our brains are wired. So you have to make the decision to get outside of your comfort zone. And when you get outside of your comfort zone, that's where change happens. That's where confidence is built, right?
100%.
So yeah.
And if you're not doing something that scares you at least once a week, you're not truly building your business.
Ooh, say that louder for the people in the back. It was good. It's true. And welcome to hard things, right? Like building business is not an easy thing to do. I mean, there can be some simplicity to it, but when it comes to putting in the reps and running the plays and taking the action, it is going to like push you. It's going to push every button, right? It's going to push you to the edge to see what you're capable of. But this is why we're entrepreneurs, right? It's like, I don't know about you. I do know about you. Like challenge accepted, right?
100%.
Accepted. Yeah. Yep. So let's talk about keeping promises to yourself, right? How many of you struggle with that? Yeah, go ahead, Kara.
This is a big one. And it's something I struggle with. I think all of us struggle with. There are things that we want to do, things we want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And we know that those promises that we're breaking to ourselves every day are what are keeping us from doing it, but yet we still do it. We still do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
And
if we never get past that, we're never going to have that life that we desire. It's always on the other side of what you're not willing to do.
Totally. And I'll go back to kind of what we touched on in the last episode too, is this cycle of self-sabotage, and breaking promises to yourself keeps you stuck. It keeps you in this loop of self-sabotage. Know that you're not alone in that, my friends. We all go through that journey. And sometimes, even up the mountain, on the top of the mountain, down the mountain, in the valley, there is this cycle and this loop of self-sabotage. And I'll tell you, I mean, that will crush your dream faster than anything, is staying in that self-sabotage loop. It will, through broken promises to yourself, among many other things, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And I want to say something else. I feel like somebody needs to hear this today. You also, if you're a high achiever, and I know Mindy and I both are, I know a lot of the ladies that we work with are, you also have to respect your body's rhythms.
Yeah.
You can't constantly be in confidence building mode. You also have to be in rest mode, and you have to recharge. So those days that you're not, like, I'm having one of those right now, those days that you're not functioning the way that you have the ability to function, you might have to look at what you're doing and say, is this just a signal that my body needs rest, not that I'm not capable?
Right. Ooh, that's good. That's really, really good to recognize that. 100%. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times that I will beat myself up, like, I didn't do enough today. But what have you done every day consistently for the last 2.5 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, even God built rest in as a command, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I think entrepreneurs, we're too hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And that will take and bash our confidence, when if you step back and you look, we have to, in the book, oh shoot, I can't think of the name of it right now, where Dan Sullivan talks about, you always need to be looking 90 days back. Keep looking 90 days back. Keep looking 90 days back. You have to celebrate those wins, or else you don't acknowledge the confidence that you're building, and you don't ever empower that to move on to the next thing. You're like, okay, I did that hard thing. That means I can do more hard things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So true. Yeah, that's good. I want to touch on too, just going kind of back to keeping promises to yourself, that when you break those small promises, and you guys, we've all done it. And so I'm not talking to you, I'm talking with you. When you break those small promises, whether it's like, I'm going to go to the gym twice this week, and then you don't go to the gym. I'm going to really start eating healthy, or getting in my water every day, and then you don't do it. I'm going to film a reel a day. Or this is why sometimes I hate those big challenges where it's like, I'm going to call 100 people today and whatever. That just makes me want to throw up. Anyways, because because when you don't do it, when you say that you're going to do it and you don't do it, it starts to erode your identity, and you start thinking like, I'm just not that person. I don't finish things. I'm not a finisher. And I just want to say that, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You can be if you choose to be. But this is why it's so incredibly important when you decide you're going to do I'm getting ahead of myself. I know we've got some homework for these guys, but when you think about the promise that you're going to make in the moment, like, again, if you're in a mastermind or there's a challenge, a lot of you guys like to do challenges and stuff on Instagram or whatever, be reasonable and then add one. You know what I mean? Yes, I want a healthy challenge, but the most important thing is that you are keeping your promise to yourself. Like, I'll post today and then you don't. I'll follow up today and then you don't. That starts stacking. And every time you break that promise, you're teaching yourself that you're not reliable. And oh my goodness, it will just destroy you.
Yep,
Sorry, we're off on a whole thing.
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah. So there's that. And it's tough. It's tough. So anything else you want to add on to that, Kara?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, friends. Well, we'll just keep rolling then. How consistency reshapes identity. So this is where it really gets powerful, because it's not just about the actions. This is about identity. Okay. You don't become confident. You become someone who shows up. You don't become confident. You become someone who shows up. And that person that is taking the action, again, like I said before, That's where the confidence comes from. That's where the clarity comes from. That's why, like, some people are like, I can't go live like you. I can't go live like you. I go live every Monday. I go live every Wednesday now with Kara. I can't go live. I'm like, dude, I've been going live for years every week. And sometimes I still suck. Like today, not my best work. I'm tired. I kind of want to take a nap. Anyways, but still, I'm showing up, right? Kara's showing up.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, 100. I had just had somebody last night, a lady I go to Bible study with. She goes, I watch your lives, and I'm like, how does she do that? Like, I couldn't do that. And it's funny because here's the thing. Like, if the Lord has placed on your heart a message and you know you can help people, we talked about this in episode 10, like you're doing a disservice to those people by not doing it. So you work that muscle so that you're able to do it, and you're able to do what it is that you're called to do, and help other people. And that, I mean, friends, none of us showed up and we're just like, oh my gosh, I can crush going live. I just do it. I just get on and I crush going live. It's not true.
No, it comes through, like Kara said before, it comes through repetition. You guys, there's some times where I've gone live and I've actually deleted, but I'm pretty critical of myself. But there have been times, and again, I think about it, I'm like, I didn't really care. I deleted it. I thought it sucked, and then I went live again. Or technical stuff happens. That happens all the time. Technical stuff. Kara starts her microwave, and all of a sudden,
I have no internet. Yeah. So I want to say this because this is one of the biggest things with the ladies that I work with, and I do their tech for their course launches and things like that. One of the biggest things that I will tell them in the beginning is we're going to do the work. And then if you don't like the outcome, you can redo it. So you want to record a course, go record all your videos. You know what? When you get to the last video and you're so much better than the first, if the first makes you cringe, now you have the skill set to go re-record the first one. But don't keep that from getting your message out into the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And just a few practical things too, for those of you that are like, you're feeling this conversation right now and you're like, gosh, I'm bad at consistency. I hear that all the time too, right? When we're coaching the ladies and whatever, I'm bad at consistency. I'm bad at, okay, thanks for acknowledging that. We're going to now watch our words. And I want you to pick and go, okay, 3 times this week, I'm going to show up on my stories, or 3 times this week, I'm going to post on my feed, right? Because then as you start again, making those little shifts, your identity starts shifting. You start becoming that person that you think about it, my friend. I want you to take a minute too and think about this. The way that you're living right now, the way that you're running your business right now, do you think that's how the person that you aspire to be? You know, that one person, maybe influencer, whoever they are, that you're like, she crushes. Like, she is so fantastic. I watch her content all the time. Do you think she's just laying in bed eating bonbons today because she doesn't really feel like working? What kind of a person does it take to have the results that she has? She's probably getting up before the sun comes up, maybe going for a run. I mean, I don't recommend that, but maybe she's, I would not do that if I were you, but no, but I mean, she's taking care of her, likely of her body, of her mental health. She's getting adequate sleep. She's showing up, even though she doesn't feel like it. You better believe it, right?
Yep.
So I just want to encourage those of you right now that are thinking, but I'm not, the good news is you get to change that.
Right? Yep. It's up to you.
Yeah. So we'll continue on. So this isn't just personal development kind of stuff. Why this matters for leadership and sales. Okay. This directly impacts your business. And on the leadership side of things, oh man, we could really touch on this big time. People can feel when you trust yourself. People can feel when you trust yourself, right, Kara?
Yep. Yeah. And that has been a journey for me. I don't know about you, Mindy, but that has been a really big journey for me. Where, and I just heard another short about this. Like, listen, everyone starts as an imposter.
Yeah.
The ones that get past it are the ones that keep going and decide that's who I'm going to be and I'm going to do the thing. And so that's just a step of the journey. It's just part of it. And so learning to trust yourself, and then others trust you too.
100%. And I think too that, in this day and age of social media, well, and the scary part of it is too, is that there's so much AI stuff happening out there. But I don't know about Kara. I do know, again, I got to stop saying that. I don't know about you, because I do know, that in this world of AI, I can spot a fake. I mean, and I know it's pretty good, but I just believe Holy Spirit gives us discernment, and you can see through that stuff. When someone is talking about something that they have like zero, you know what I mean? They're trying to be the big expert in whatever. And you're like, dude, I don't do that. And I think that's been one of the most freeing things for me as an entrepreneur, to come into full agreement and identity with who Christ says I am. If you guys like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. There's a lot of other people you can follow on social media. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, does that ever make it like fun and easy to be able to show up? Because it's just authentically me. And if I don't know the answer to it, I'm going to tell you, I actually have no idea. Ask Kara.
Stop it. And I'm going to tell you to ask Mindy. Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. And a lot of times I feel like we also discount what we do know because we think somebody else can do it better.
Oh, that's a great way to flip that. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I think we have to be careful, because that will erode your confidence. You know what? I have learned over the last year and a half, and this was something that happened as I began increasing my prices. As I began increasing my prices, I would ask myself, who are you to charge that for what someone is getting from you? But when I was hearing the things people were saying when they would work with me, I realized they were paying people a lot more money and were not being delivered anything that they thought they were going to be promised. And I was way over delivering. Before, I had one client that said, before we ever even started working on her course, which was what she had paid me for, she goes, "You've already supported me enough to cover the cost of what I paid you." Knowing that, those things build confidence.
Yep.
And so you just have to push through.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's good. I think too, and I'm going to say this for all of us, but I want to tell you too, Kara, like I see the way you show up with your brand, with your messaging, and with your certainty that what you have is a really solid product to deliver. And that's what people buy. They buy certainty, right? Yep. And so I encourage all of you. And again, with that, you put in the reps, you understand the product that you offer. I know a lot of you are social sellers. Some of you are course creators and all of that, or you've got your free guides, or some of you even have physical products. But it's like, understand and get to that point where you know what you got is good. Because you can show up all day long. I could talk about all kinds of stuff product wise and so forth. But it's like, I know what I have and I know it's good. So when I show up on social media talking about it, I'll come full force at you.
100%.
Right? And people love that. Don't you? And pay attention to this, guys, as you're scrolling through the socials, like watch that kind of watch for that and get an idea of that kind of messaging. And my hope is that you're confident enough in the product that you have that you can go out there and be that certain as well, because certainty will sell. Certainty will sell. Yeah.
Yep.
So anyways, we'll wrap this thing up. We want to give you just some, like in closing, or did you have anything else you wanted to add, Kara?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So we're going to give you not 10 things. We're just going to give you one. And it is, I want you to choose one weekly non-negotiable. So examples would be 3 times a week you're going to post. And for those of you, or maybe, and you're maybe like, that's like no big deal. Okay. If you're consistently doing that, okay, then double it. More content is better. I mean, there is the right content, but we're not getting into that. Go ahead.
Let me inject something here. And this is something I want everyone to be aware of. And this will actually crush you if you do it the wrong way. If you go gangbusters and you're like, I'm going to post every single day, and you do that for a week and a half, and then you don't post for 2 weeks, you are killing your algorithm. I would rather see someone consistently post 3 times a week and be able to maintain that long term than go gangbusters for a week and a half and then be so exhausted and not show up for 2 weeks.
Oh, totally.
Okay. So put that time into 3 good posts a week and craft those next ones and get ahead if you need to, but don't let yourself get way ahead before you start adding a 4th post or a 5th post.
That is so good. Thanks for sharing that, because it kills your momentum. I mean, good. Thank you.
Mhm.
So other examples though of this weekly this one non-negotiable, you could start 5 conversations a day, right? Conversations, interacting with people, engaging on the platform. That helps in so many ways, right? Follow up with every warm lead before Friday. These are things I want you guys to think about, a non-negotiable that you can choose, but here are the rules. It must be simple. It must be measurable, and it must be doable even on a bad day.
Mhm. Yeah, I have a friend, she says, it may be doable, but it's not sustainable. It has to be both.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So that's it. That's it, friends. That's all she wrote today. I hope this was helpful, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, if you are catching this on the replay, drop a little hashtag replay in the comments so we can thank you for being here. And we will catch you on the next episode of Business Besties Live. Until then, take care. God bless.